Commander. It's pretty cool, right? Now, I was playing Magic for almost 2 years before I finally gave in and tried Commander. And ultimately, what drew me in was the flexibility of what you are able to get away with. Not only are there tons of awesome legendary creatures to build around, but you can get away with not building as optimally. Part of that comes with the nature of it being a singleton format and having high variance in the game. Between that and it being multiplayer, you can also just build budget decks a lot more efficiently than you can in a lot of other formats. And you can even just kind of play with what you have lying around. You have a bunch of draft, throw it in a commander deck, you got a decent chance. Now, with all of those factors, all the cool legends, being able to build on a budget, being able to play with the just cool cards you have lying around that don't have homes elsewhere, I ended up really getting into Commander to maybe a fault, as we'll see. So if we are to count Commander decks I am also still building and not done building, I have 25 Commander decks. Now that's a lot. I did a poll about a day ago on our community tab asking what people thought might be considered too many commander decks. And I was surprised that about half people said that there's no such thing. There's no such thing as too many commander decks. But almost all of the other half said that 20 is too many. And well, I got more than that, so apparently I have a problem. Now I don't think that it's going to be the same answer for everyone. Some people are only interested in a couple different archetypes, so they don't need very many decks. Maybe there's a couple colors that you specifically do not like to play. Maybe you just don't like Commander that much. So regardless, there are definitely situations where you could probably just have a couple Commander decks and be fine. I think part of my problem was that I got too excited over the flexibility of getting to try other different styles. Control, group hug, graveyard reanimator kind of stuff, artifact decks, just having the ability to try a lot of different things. Now, the upside to having this many Commander decks is, well, that I can just, if I feel like playing something different, cool, I probably have something that vaguely fits what I'm feeling at that moment, which helps keep Commander more interesting. The downside is that I do not possibly have enough time to actually dedicate to all of these decks. I only have one standard deck, I only have one modern deck, I only have one tiny leaders deck, I have two pauper decks. So when I play those formats, I know what I'm gonna play, and I just have the time to enjoy the deck or couple decks that I have for that format. Now again, this is gonna be different for different people, but for me personally, I only play Magic about once a week, sometimes more. But when that's the case and you're only going to be able to get a couple games in, it's kind of hard to actually spend time and enjoy all of these decks. Now, the reason I say that's not going to apply to everyone is I know there's people who play several times a week. I'm sure there's some people who play literally every day, especially when we have great tools like Spell Table out here nowadays, where you can literally just hop on your computer and just play with your paper decks without having to lug your stuff over to a friend's house or to an LGS. But just with my current lifestyle, that's not really an option for me. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I edit videos, I have a full-time job. Playing Magic more than once or twice a week is just not very possible for me. A little bit of conversation I've had with a couple people is that they also are kind of in this position, but they also don't like taking apart decks, because I have done that one time where I've taken apart a deck and then kind of regretted it. The upside to doing that is that you can use that to build a similar deck. I've done that a couple times where I'll take a deck apart because I'm going to use those pieces to build a similar deck that I think I'll like more, and that's okay. And I don't really know what the answer to my problem is here, because in a perfect world, I would just find more time to play more Magic so I could enjoy more of my decks, but I don't know what that would entail. I don't know what would have to change in my life for that to be able to happen. So now I'm just kind of in a position where I kind of have more Commander decks than I can enjoy. And this is probably a problem that's going to continue to happen because Wizards keeps making awesome new legendary creatures that are worth brewing around. I guess another little thing that's annoying about this is that if you really want to upkeep all of these decks and upgrade them when new cards come out, that gets a little expensive, but yeah, yeah. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to get a feel for what other people thought about this predicament. Do you think that there is such a thing as too many Commander decks? And if so, roughly what is that number? If you have found yourself in a similar position as me, where you maybe have more decks than you can realistically try enjoying, let me know what your solutions might be in the comments down below. I will say I am in a decent predicament because with our YouTube channel here, I do have the gameplay series, so I do get to spice it up with the different themes that we'll have from episode to episode. So eventually I do end up playing everything, but yeah. So if you'd like to see any of that gameplay, I'll have some linked here at the end of the video, and make sure you subscribe so you see new ones when they come out. We have a new one coming out on Friday. Until next time, I'll see you later.